Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, but I'm back to show you another simple sensor tutorial. Today we'll be talking about the TCS3200 with the ESP32 microcontroller. Now this is a pretty neat sensor that allows you to measure the color, or rather I should say the RGB signals from a surface, and we can use that in conjunction with the ESP32 to essentially point the sensor to a surface or an object and get the color of that surface or an object. And it could be used in industrial applications where you want to create things such as line following algorithms, or you want to sort things based on their color in a factory. You can do it with this sensor. And I'm sure there are many industrial applications as well where you want to know the color of objects, because color is typically very important in our day-to-day lives. So I'll be showing you how to use this sensor end to end, from the physical setup to the calibration process. And we'll have a piece of code in the end that infers the RGB signals to an actual color. So you'll be able to point the sensor at a surface or an object, whatever you want, and it'll be able to print the color on a screen. So pretty cool piece of code. So I hope you stick around for that aspect. Before we get into the video today, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also know that everything we're talking about today will be linked for free in the blog in the link down below at shilltech.com. In conjunction with some of the parts used in this video, you can go purchase them as well on shilltech.com in addition to that. That being said, guys, let's jump into it and first talk about the wiring diagram, and then we'll jump into the calibration process and the code. Okay, to get started, we pretty much just want to connect the sensor to the ESP32. Now I have my ESP32 inserted into the breadboard, and we just want to take 7 jumper wires. We'll be using 4 of the select pins, so we'll be using S0, S1, S2, and S3, and we'll be wiring them here respectively. So you can see we have, if I zoom in here, we have S0, and that S0 is going to D2. We have S1, which goes to D15 on the ESP32, and we're just using the left side of the ESP32 just because the way it sits on the breadboard, we only have one row exposed if we insert the ESP32s in the breadboard because they're a little wide. And on top of that, we have the S2 and S3 here. So that's D18 and D19 respectively. And another important pin we're going to use is the out pin. So that sends the signal from the select pins, so that sends the RGB values from the device to the ESP32, and that is connected to the D4 pin. On top of that, we just want to take the VCC and connect it to 3.3 volts, and we want to take the ground and connect it to ground. And once you have that and the ESP32 is plugged in, what you will see next is you will see that the device turns on, and it has these 4 LEDs here. So this helps it get a better color detection, and so you know if these 4 LEDs are on, things are looking good. And once we have this ready to go and it's connected to our computer, as you see right here, we can go and step into the Arduino IDE to begin the calibration process. So jumping into the code in the Arduino IDE, so we're just going to be running one Arduino script and uploading it to the device. So the script is free on shilltech.com. If you guys appreciate that, please be sure to leave a like or a subscription in this video. You could just paste this in and run the code if you wired it exactly as I showed you in the previous step. And of course, make sure when you are in the Arduino IDE, you are connected to the ESP32. And in order to do so, you have to have the ESP32 boards manager installed. So by Expressive, that is this one. And you have to select the board here, the ports, and make sure you're connected to the device. Of course, it has to be plugged into your computer. Now that we have that, the script at a high level, pretty much what it's doing is it's initializing the device based on the pins, as you see here, the pins that we set. And this code allows you to calibrate the device. So it allows you to calibrate based on black and white. So black is the dark baseline. So we'll calibrate on black first, and then once we are done, we'll calibrate on white, which is the bright baseline, and that will be the maximum value. And by doing so, it'll allow us to actually measure values in between black and white. So that is the other RGB values. And then based on those RGB values, we'll be pretty much returning the color as a text. So we'll be saying if RG greater than 30 and that sort of thing, it was going to be this value. So we'll just print that on the screen. And by doing so, we'll be able to point this device at a screen. It'll be able to take the RGB values and assume the color accurately. Of course, you can add more colors here. I mean, there's millions of colors. I didn't want to add all of them, but based on your own applications, you can do that and test it yourself. And that's pretty much all this script is doing. So we're going to be using the serial monitor. Let's go ahead and upload this to the device first. And once we are done uploading to the device, we'll go into the serial monitor and we'll run the calibration. So give that a few minutes to upload. Okay, so the script is done uploading. So go ahead and quickly open the serial monitor as we see here. And we can see that it is printing values. We quickly want to calibrate. So in order to calibrate, we can actually first just point it at a black surface. So make sure you have a black surface. Luckily, my table is black. And we just want to point the sensor about 1 inch away from the surface as you see here. So you can't really see at this angle, but it's about 1 inch away. And I'm just going to type in B in the serial monitor and click enter. So that's its reference black value. And then I'm just going to put this white paper under it, also about 1 inch away. And then we're just going to type in W. And we can click enter. So it looks like white and black calibration parameters are set. And now we can pretty much test it with any value we want in the code. So I don't have too many colors around me, but I do have this blue surface. So let's go ahead and test it with this blue surface as you see here. So it looks like it is able to detect this blue surface, which is cool. And I think I have one more red object here. So we'll just go ahead and test that just to show you that this thing works as expected. So I have this red sensor here. It looks like it worked as expected. You can go ahead and test the other colors for yourself, but this thing is pretty darn accurate, and I'm pretty happy with the results. It looks like we're able to get the TCS3200 working with the ESP32 in the Arduino IDE. So there you have it for today's simple sensor tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you got your device working with your ESP32, or you learned something new. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, let me know what you want to see in the comment section down below. A lot of videos on this channel are created from your suggestions, so suggestions are always welcome in the comment section. Or if you have any questions or want help with a project, please reach out on shilletech.com. Thank you guys, and I will see you next time.